Hi, welcome to the Stockinette Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janetla.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 165.
Cool.
Yeah.
They feel like they're going slower, but I don't know. It's like, gosh, haven't we been in the 160s forever?
Forever. But that's okay. Who's counting, really, other than me at the beginning of every episode? Woo! We were just talking about you have a cat that loves your sweater.
Yes. That Sunspots out of Purl BFL. It was Huckleberry Knits. Yeah. She has eaten it once again. And it's a hole about this size in the sleeve. And there was a chunk out of the edging, and there was, it's like all these problems with it. And I was just like, this cat and this sweater do not get along. So I rehomed it to my friend Karen, and she's going to, I'll have to send her the pattern, or at least the part where the sleeves are, so that she can finish it. But yeah. She's going to re-knit that sleeve and wear that lovely sweater, and it'll be as far away from my cat as possible.
She's got 2 dogs, so it'd be interesting to see whether or not the dogs were like, yum, sweater.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that. I mean, it's been through the wash a couple different times with different stuff, I think. Anyway, she really liked that stuff, and she was eating it like giant chunks. And usually she's only interested in string, and every once in a while she'll cut one of my threads, but like, no. Now once it's in a garment, this is a new thing for her. And hopefully it's just that sweater, since it's only happened to sweaters, that sweater, so far.
I am always uber conscious. Like, my cats don't normally go after things. But like, if I have something, I always wrap up my whips when I'm done with them and seal them, hermetically seal them. And I was just noticing today that a cat had gotten a hold of the
little
string
on
the end of the zipper. So Annie had put a little cute little purple string on the end of this, and the other end has
definitely been chewed.
So then I'm like, yeah, it's
good thing
that I wrap it up. I mean, the yarn would be the least. I mean, I could see my cats like gnawing on a cable, and like, I would worry about the cat like digesting said cable, and B, like, needles are pretty expensive in the grand scheme of things. Yarn, you can kind of connect back in ends and whatever, but
there are 2 things that I've done recently enough that I'm like, on my sleeve of my ink, there's a place right near the cuff, like I was almost done. Or maybe it just started, but it was like, where I had to magic knot it, and I could feel it. And so sometimes I'm like, damn you, cat. I'm touching it, going, damn it. But, and then some socks recently, I was looking at the back of the sock is a nice stockinette, and I had to magic knot, and right there, and it's just like a giant,
like a tighter gauge thing.
It's a giant eyesore sitting right there. But oh well. In the grand scheme of things, they go on my feet, and nobody will see it.
Here's hoping.
And you can't see that knot on the sweater. I just like looked down, and I noticed it was there because I am the one who knit the sweater. And yeah, I was like, oh, every time I see one, I'm like, dang it. And it's just about as much as me saying to myself, like, oh, you idiot, because I left it out long enough for the cat to get a hold of it.
Are we talking about cats?
So it's partly my fault.
In a derogatory manner? He's like, I am here to represent.
I am defending my brethren.
We have a long history of yarn love, he says. Oh, man, don't lick the tip of my nose. Come on.
The other news that I had is I bought some used ice skates for my daughter. She has been going on a semi-regular basis to the open ice here in town, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired of paying that fee every time for the skate rental.
They're horrible skates.
Yes, and that too, like broken laces and not fitting properly and stuff like that. So we upgraded, and as long as they last us, I think it was 16 uses before she outgrows them, we'll be fine. And then that place we bought them from is a consignment shop as well, so then once she outgrows them, I can send them back to the consignment shop, and if they sell, we'll get our money back.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least part of it. So I was like, no, this is a good deal. I think that this will work. This will be great for us. And then I looked into ordering my own skates, because I usually skate with her at the time, and my feet aren't growing, so I could have them for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. You could depreciate those over a longer period of time.
Yes, absolutely.
I know, Max. I love you so much, too. The excitement in my parts is we have another child with ear infections. Seems to be going around. I'm trying to convince my children that they're not blowing their nose and just snuffling it back inside of their head somehow contributes to said ear infection. They may not be totally interconnected, the nasal passages and the ear passages, but I do think that there's something to it.
When I had an earache once that I thought was an ear infection, they said that when the tubes behind your ear clog up, the sinuses behind your ears clog up, it can cause pain in your ear. Because you confuse the pain from back here with the pain inside your ear.
Well, I mean, Quinn got given antibiotics, so there was definitely some clouding in his eardrum. He had an inner ear infection. Max, you were just too cute. That's too cute. Other excitement. Went and got my hair colored for the first time.
I was going to say, when are you going to mention that elephant in the room?
It's a little shocking to me. I think I tried to help the lady with a little bit of chemistry knowledge in that if you leave it on the front a lot longer than you leave it on the back, the front is going to be shockingly light. You can't really see the back of my head right now, but it looks a lot more like I was going for, so some dark and some light. And the front is just like 100% light. Not that my hair was never this color.
Right.
I mean, my hair, I don't know if you ever knew me when my hair was this color, but I mean, this is pretty similar to my daughter's hair color. I know, Max. Does my hair smell good? Is that what you're all about? Yeah, so it's different. I had like a moment of like, and I still feel like I maybe have like a wig on when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, but I'm sure that I'll get used to it. Anybody that's out there that has, my husband very nicely was like, so that might like tone down a little bit, right? And I was like, nope, it's lightened. Like if it were dye, it might like eventually kind of wash out and whatever, but this is just my hair, but supposedly 2 or 3 shades lighter. I think the front is a lot more like 3 or 4. Are you cleaning my hair?
No, his paw.
Oh, on my hair.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
If you hadn't noticed or you hadn't looked up. Different for me anyway. I've never done it before. So my daughter said that I look like an old lady with white hair, which was very nice of her. I tried to, like, I don't know.
Did you hold up a mirror? You look like an old lady with white hair.
When she was there with me at the, so she sat there for the whole time.
Oh,
and so,
my goodness.
Yeah, but you know, precocious Ellie, she just loved to jibber jabber away. And, but yeah, I was like, A, that hurt my feelings, and B, I need to teach her that she can't just say mean things to anybody. So I kind of gave her a hard time about being rude. I'm like, I brought you along so you could tell me that I looked nice, not be like, you look like a little lady. Your hair is so white. I'm like, it's blonde. It's lighter than I thought it was going to be, but it's blonde.
It reminds me, I had a clothing party, and you know, it's for people more towards my age group, and they had a few young things in it that were okay, but one of my friends brought her 12-year-old daughter, and she was snickering through the whole thing, like, who would wear that? Oh, this is so weird. Yeah, she was snickering. She wasn't rude, she was trying to stifle it, but we could hear her snickering. And, you know, some of the pieces I understood, because they were a little out there even for me, but I thought that was funny.
Yeah. ultimately I got a haircut, which was nice. It's been getting really long and
those.
unkempt. So, yeah. Cool. I'm gonna rock it. And
As you should.
Channel my inner Betty White or whatever. Since my hair is white and I look like an old lady.
That is one fun person that you can channel. There you go.
Yep. I continued to knit on the garment that I was making for her, even though she was rude to me about my hair. But
I have one finished object. The ends are not woven in, but you won't see them again, so I will get them out. I have my Pump Up the Volume socks.
Flower Power.
In the Flower Power colorway by Socks That Rock, or Blue Moon fiber, in the Flower Power. But you can see one like had a striping effect and the other one was very pooly. So that's what I get for not knitting them at the same time. My tension must have been a little bit different. But
Fantastico.
Yep, they go, and I like them. And that is the only thing I got done.
Alrighty, I have
concludes knit whip knit down 2015. People are still posting to that. Please do. I was looking through them this afternoon.
I finished, so I've got the toe here, a toe and a hoe. This is the, sorry, my nose is itching. Somebody must be, is it talking or thinking about you? Talking about me. This is a Static Zing out of Fiber Nymph Dye Works Star Trekkie colorway. It's for my husband, so it's a very long, I went down to the 64 stitches because it's such a stretchy pattern, and it fits him really well. In fact, he's really excited because some of the other socks he's been wearing have been really kind of loosey-goosey. Okay. So this one seems like it's a little more form-fitting. I did the Spacious OMG heel as part of the Socks Ed class that I am a professor of in the mustache group. And other notable things. I think after turning the heel, my two colors had synced up, and so I had to take out a section of red here. And I had a little collision in the black, and there's a collision in a few other places that you can tell if you look at the bottom of the foot. But otherwise, I really like it. I like how it's a little less Star Trekky and a little more Rastafarian when it's not just stripes. I feel like. Do you see it?
I see it.
Once I thought it, I couldn't unsee it. Now every time I look at it, I'm like, kind of Rastafarian. But he's excited about them. They're cashmere. I may be knitting more cashmere socks for my size 12 husband, if he now he's spoiled. Can't go back.
You can go back.
He might not notice. That's the thing. That's the thing of the deal. And then I finished my Sorta Nori. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know why that sounds so fun to me. Sorta Nori. Sorta Nori. It is out of Owl Tweet.
Like ordinary Sorta Nori.
Sorta Nori. Yeah. Anyway, it's fun to say. That's why I said it that way. I cast on 20 stitches fewer for the bottom. I still have a lot of positive ease. And then I didn't decrease it all up to the armpits. I added some V-neck shaping once I got past, or somewhere in here. So I kind of made it up from the bottom once I got past the 20 less stitches of brioche. Really like the way the pocket looks on the back. Isn't that cool? Just kind of blends in. Can't even see. Oh, look, that's a pocket. They're kind of invisible pockets. Like if I grab my phone here, you know, you don't see it unless there's something in it, like your hands. The yarn washed up really nice. When I was trying it on, I was kind of like,
scratching,
kind of itchy, but it washed up really nice. If I had anything to do again, I might do some different something different here. I experimented today with kind of doing a faux, like leaving them 3 needle bound off here, but like doing some faux stitching to kind of bring that in together. And I stood there in front of Jeremy and said, now which one do you like better? Like the one that's like this, that has that ridge there, or the one here where I've kind of tightened up and duplicate stitched? And he was like, this one, the one that I had duplicate stitched, he thought just looked like it was a bad seaming job.
Oh.
Like this looked purposeful. And I was like, okay, I'm down with that. But yeah, it has an applied collar, so I picked up those stitches that were down here. Really kind of like the way that I sewed those in as well. If you're seeing, you might not be able to see it, but you can definitely tell where I rode out on my Purl rows. It's a very, it's not like in your hand, it doesn't feel like a worsted. So it's like a thinner than worsted. I'm sure that it washes up to that gauge on 9s. And so it just, you can just see just a little bit difference between the Purl back row, or I guess it's actually the Purl front row, versus the stockinette. But I'm okay with it. It didn't block out. I thought maybe it would block out, but it didn't. And I'm not going to redo the whole sweater. It's very cozy. I may be able to kneel here, but it's a good length. Good length on me.
It's funny when you said Purl back row and Purl front row. I was like, I've always thought it like a typing, like a carriage return. You're purling back.
Yes.
You said Purl front row.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it is in the front,
Right.
not the back.
Right. But a Purl back row is just to return you back to the, not necessarily saying that you have to be on the back.
Okay.
I
get what you're saying, but I'm also saying it could mean that you're purling on the back as well, right?
Okay.
Double meaning. And then it's got brioche down here in the bottom of the sleeves, which was fun. I don't know. It's just a very cozy knit. I'm very warm in it, but yet it's very light. It's warm and light, which is a nice. My thing took that as a step, and I just hit 12,000. So it's I'm like, ooh, exciting. Anyway, nori, sort of nori.
Okay.
And that is that.
Very nice.
Thank you. I love it. It's a very cozy knit.
I'm working on my boxy, and in cotton linen, and it's, I don't know, it's basically getting knit on here, not anywhere else. So that is that. This is ready to do the heel, and I was not ready to think, so I just put it away. But I'm sure this week heels will be added to multiple socks here. Because I also have my hand spun one. I was doing a Coop Knits Volume 2 pattern called Eugene. And I'm at the top and I'm almost picking up the stitches on the second side. But to get there I have to go across the front, and it's a different stitch pattern. And I didn't bother to look that up. But once that's done, I can start the gusset stitches and get that to be an official heel. Though technically it is turned. I have the...
You're working the
bottom now. I'm on the way down.
You're in the home stretch.
But yeah, I didn't do as many repeats as they said. One, I was worried about size, but also the cuff. Like I had done a different size, and this cuff any higher on my leg would have gotten a little tighter. Just the curve, the shape of my calf. And so I was like, they'll be shorter. And then I'll have extra yarn to play around with. And
you've got a lot. You cast on, right?
I did. I have more. So this is bunny parts for the Bon Bon Bunny from Susan Claudino, and
can see all kinds of those on Instagram.
So
They're super cute.
So I need another ear and a tail. I haven't decided on a tail color yet, so that's kind of where I'm stuck. I could do another ear for sure, but I need to get up into my workspace and look for the tail color.
You want it to be contrasting?
Well, I mean, they have white, but I don't have a whole lot of white in my stash that I can think of that's superwash. Not that the bunny would get washed, but I'm just trying to think, like, what do I have in my stash? And I could not think of anything, so I gotta go up there and look. I do have a light pink, but there's no pink in that. It's a yellow, blue, gray color. I don't know. Or I could just be finding a white and doing that. I don't know. So I started 2 new sweaters. I am doing the Cloquette.
Clayquat.
Oh, Clayquat, sorry, thank you.
No, I think that somebody messaged us or whatever.
Corrected it, yes.
Yep.
So, that, just a reminder, is this
Clayquat
from Tin Can Knits. I think by the time this gets published, the BOGO will be gone, but a few people mentioned to me that they are having a anniversary sale that's a buy one get one free on all their patterns.
Ooh.
Yeah, so hopefully you took advantage of that while it was available, and if not, I recommend you get on their email list. Sometimes they just send you really pretty pictures of their upcoming designs, and sometimes they send you coupons. Sometimes it's a free pattern, and sometimes it's buy one get one free, and but it's always an interesting little newsletter. So this is the bottom piece, so you can see all the colors that ended up in it. We got an oatmeal color, and we have a purple, and then the main blue. So this is going to be the least amount of color in it, and then this will be the next amount. And a whole lot of that navy.
What yarn base is it?
This is the Barocco Vintage DK.
Okay.
I think that with the 20% off that I had gotten, it was a really inexpensive sweater, and I was very excited. When I picked out the colors, I was thinking of a different pattern. I was thinking of the one by Yosoldo with the birds. But when this one came around, I thought, oh, I could see that there was more, because the birds one is just across here, and this would use up more color, and I thought it was geometric. I'm not necessarily a birds person, so I was like, oh, I'll go with the geometric one.
Really?
Not to say that I would ever not go back and knit that bird one, because I did think it was cute. But there were some of them had 4 different colors in it, and I think that that's what I'm leaning towards. Like, I kind of want to do the ones that have a lot of, like, the little lacy part is one color, and the bird is another color, and they had like a lot of different colors in the garment. But that requires you to, I don't want to say waste, but not use a lot of the ball. So I might have to worry about how to do this without. I don't know, how to use scraps or something.
Yeah, I really like those colors together.
Yeah, I think that they will be great.
Are you planning on steeking?
Yep, that is a steeking garment. So I will be steeking.
Ooh, first steeked garment.
Yes, and that's kind of how I felt. I mean, the yarn is not super precious, and there is a lot of like just knitting in it. So I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I knit like all of this color work and I'm going to cut it for the first. So it seemed like a good beginner garment to go with, a full-size garment to go with. And maybe if you really wanted to, you had a mini-me running around, you could knit one for them first, cut it, and then be like, all right, now I'm ready to do me. And then I went ahead and started the Amy Christopher's pattern Cinnamon Girl. And where's the cover page? Maybe I lost the cover page. But it calls for the Jill Draper Makes Stuff Empire base. And I got this at Rhinebeck. And this pattern is part of a Rhinebeck sweater series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it all ties in, and I am gonna be super happy to have the memory of buying this and meeting Amy Christophers at that same Rhinebeck, and then using her pattern to knit up the lovely yarn. So it just seemed to all go. And then a very lovely woman had bought this for me from my wish list, so I will think of them all as
you got to show off that big ball.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was a knot in this, so I have a baby. It's housed a baby.
Oh, see, it's like a little kangaroo pouch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so as soon as this is unknit, so I have this as my, like, well, if I'm running on fumes, this is what I'll use to get me through. But otherwise, I just want to use this.
Looks like a big cheese wheel.
It does.
Yeah. Although I would not eat cheese that was that color. I'm strongly advising against eating cheese that's that color.
Yeah, I'm excited to get
or sombrero.
Get through a lot more of these. I figure with the Aran weight, I'd be okay with starting with the sleeves, because get the boring bits over with first. It's just reverse stocking it. A whole lot of purling.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about flipping it, but I wasn't sure how that was going to look.
I knit these sleeves inside out.
Okay.
Picked up from the, and then knit around the inside of the, rather than the outside.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I thought about that trick. I just decided to purl it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then
purl front it.
Yeah, purl front. There's no back.
There is no back.
Around.
It's all in the round.
But yeah, 2 sleeves, and then I get to do the not complicated, I don't know. It's fine. The chart does not look scary at all. Just have to make sure you know which row you're on and keep on going. And it is going to be a lot, right, to go all the way around. Lots of big cabling. So hope to get to the cabling soon, but that
is there how many different cables? Is it kind of like the beatnik?
No, I think it's a lot of repeating. So you got your basic cable and then the big panel. But yeah, you gotta find that page, because that page has my
shot.
The Glamour Shot has one of my charts on it.
Ah, yeah.
So I don't know where that went to, but it must just be hanging out at home. I did use it to take a picture earlier. And that, well, I mean, I didn't bring things that I didn't work on, so I have some mittens at home, and that's it. I think the yak mittens were the only thing that didn't get worked on, really. So, but this big yarn it's relaxing, I guess. Not quite as much to work.
I forgot to mention, because I was getting so good at not mentioning it, that I knit a super secret Hitofude for my friend Susan and mailed it to her, and she's received it. And she took a super cute finished object photo for me. So that's out on my project pages. That is out of Cyborg's Craft Room in the After the Storm colorway, which just knit up beautifully. It's super variegated, but the Hitofude just was like, whatever, I can deal with your super variegated. And it's totally Susan. So Susan knit me that sweater for my birthday, and I wanted to repay her. The hard part was the secret.
Yes, and having to have lots of things on the needles just so that you wouldn't
be like, yep, I didn't knit anything in the last week.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Although I had dreamed of like delving it out until ZK.
Oh.
And yeah. Super optimistic of myself, right? Never gonna happen.
No.
Never
I mean, even myself with like my year-long projects, once you get to a certain point, it's like zoom.
Yep.
and you get to those points a lot quicker than I do. So
yeah, I mean, like the sleeves took me a while, but then once I got the sleeves done,
it was like boom,
yeah,
game on.
Yep, bottom half.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it. So I'm currently working on the toe of the other sock. Again, a labor of love for my big size 12-footed husband. But he loves the socks, so he's totally worth it. And he is a really good husband and dad, and getting mushy here, but he deserves the nice socks, and he wears them, and he tells me that he loves them, and so that's good. The other thing that I alluded to before when I said my daughter was mean to me, but I was still sitting there knitting on something for her. So in January, I knit a hitofude for my mom. In February, I knit a hitofude for my friend Susan. And in March, I knit a hitofude for my daughter. So this is Cyborg's Craft Room in the... Max, I'll knit you one, okay? In the final countdown. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do.
It's pretty.
Yes, I just absolutely love this.
You're doing a really good sales job of Cyborg's Craft Room hitofudes.
Mm-hmm.
You really are.
And not only does she have yarn in her shop, but Simply Socks carries her.
Oh,
so you can get garment quantities of her, not just catching an update.
Mm-hmm.
Like after the storm is available. I don't know if they have the final countdown out at Simply Socks, but yes. And hitofude just loves these crazy colors. Got some purples and blues, and we sat down, and when I told Ellie that I was going to knit her one, we kind of picked, and this was kind of in my don't tell her that it's an option list, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know that I'll knit myself another hitofude, and this would still, only 2 balls would be, or 2 skeins would be a stretch, like it would have to be kind of a shortened one, kind of like the first one that I knit. And I'm liking them longer now.
Isn't there a less frilly one too? I mean,
yeah, you can decrease or not increase as rapidly. But yeah, I've just been enjoying the longer ones, and so I knew that I probably wouldn't knit anything for me. I probably could have knit a garment for me, but anyway, I swallowed my pride and said, daughter, you can have this one if you want. She's like, oh yeah, I've got lots of shirts that will coordinate with that. So they don't have a child size. I had her try on the smallest size, which is the size that I knit for myself. And the sleeves were a little big, but again, she could grow into it. And then it was just a little too drapey through here. Like it looked like she was wearing mommy's clothes. So I cast on 1 less repeat per side. Mm-hmm. So just the smallest size minus 24 stitches. And when it comes down to joining, I'm going to have her try it on, kind of hold it up where they'll be. And then I might go in another extra repeat and just have the sleeves be longer. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm kind of making it up as I go along because it's for a little girl size.
Yep.
But yeah, super fun to knit. I just really think that these colors just make me want to knit on it. Just knit, knit, knit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was trying to think, like, Knittables, Stitch Surfers, and Corey is hitofude, or is
Megan is
hero, and I'm Megan knits is the crazy hitofude knitter, apparently. I don't know that I set out to do that, but it's just I think it looks good on all shapes and sizes, and it's a fun knit. I mean, the pattern is easy to memorize, kind of like the monkey stitch pattern on socks, and the construction isn't so complicated that I can't, it's kind of like you were saying with the sock. Like you get to a point, you're like, well, I need to reference the pattern, but that's only after you get done with the sleeves and after you've joined in the round to do the ribbing, and then once you get to the bottom, it's just like, so.
Cool.
Yes. If you had told me, several months ago that I would be knitting the same pattern over and over again, I probably would have been like, no, crazy. But here I am doing it.
Do you have any enabling?
Nothing other than what your lovely mother sent along with you. So
I had gotten my club shipment from Mary Gale from Spartakit Dyes, but I am going to save that because I just got it and I don't know how many people are still waiting for it. And I don't want to
nice of you.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I ordered the cake one and the colors surprised me. I will say that they genuinely surprised me because I was, when I think of cake, I don't think of that. So like it was just a little like, oh, well, it's unique.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that I saw Karen's one that was about Willy Wonka, and that one did not surprise me. That one looks
very Willy Wonka-ish.
Very Willy Wonka-ish. So I got the retreat bag in the extra large with the clear vinyl pocket, so you can see there's a pocket in there. And then she sent me these to show the color of what the ZK. You can put it inside the pocket. You can put it on the back. But so that's what that is. I got the strap so that I can wear it, and it's got interior pockets as well, just a few there, holding the phone or the wallet or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like this. This will be fun. And I don't have anything quite this size in my collection of bags already, so it'll be good for just having a different size and shape bag.
Yep. And I always get the sling. If you see me without a sling bag, then you'll know that it is not really me. It is an imposter. Because I am constantly using my sling bag. I have the 2 previous years as ones, and then I've ordered other ones for her. The one that I wore at Rhinebeck. Lots of memories in those bags. So we really like the stitch pattern, and then the cross hatches, or I think she called these, is this hashtag maybe interior?
Oh, could be.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. Fun naming for it. But
and then you can see it's got a ZK 2015 tag on it. Yours, it's on the handle.
Oh, so you did see it. Where was I holding it up? There we go. Yep.
So it has the silver shed one, and then it has the ZK 2015.
Woot woot.
Mine's inside the clear pocket. See right
there. Yep. Nice little touches there. And she had a few other little sized bags that...
Oh, yeah. So she started doing drawstrings, and she wanted to show all the potential matching notions that you could get. So this is the short wedge notion. This is my favorite size for notions pouches. And so I have some stuff in there already. And then this one is the clear pocket. Maybe you want to put an ID and some money, lip balm, whatever. That's one size. And then here's the tall wedge one. So it's just like this one, but it's got another couple inches of height on it. And then this is just a straight up flat one. That's a 6x6 square. That you can put whatever you need in there. And they all come with a keychain pull. So that you can put some...
Jump ring.
Yep. So you can put keys on there, or you can
attach it to something
else. Yeah, whatever you need to do. And so those are that. So you can have a matching if you wanted to add that to your order. And then these are the new drawstrings. So she has a sock size. You just put a little bit of sock.
Sully, aka Scully.
Yeah. Stop it.
Sorry.
So, just nice and small, only fits the little ball of yarn and, your sock needles maybe. Maybe not double points if you wanted to actually close it. I don't know. But I definitely thought about this if you had a larger bag and you wanted to make sure that your yarn didn't get potato chip crumbs on it. You could put it inside the bag and then that would keep it safe. And then she has a larger one. This is quite a bit larger.
Yeah.
It reminds me of some other ones that I've had, and it's for, probably a good shawl size.
Yeah, could fit something on top of that in addition to the yarn, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's the vertical clearance is often sometimes the
important part of getting like the object. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like these box bags, but sometimes that's my problem with them, is getting things into them and zipping it cleanly.
So that your cat doesn't eat it.
Yes. And definitely drawstrings are good for that because you're not going to catch the yarn.
No, and even if you did, it would just kind of be pooching out versus like stuck in teeth, right?
Yes, exactly.
I love my zipper bags as well, but that's the positive behind a drawstring.
So then you can go out and check out her shop for the new style. We will decide what's going to happen with these exact bags at some point. So
fun.
All right.
Excellent.
That is all I had.
Yeah, I didn't have anything on my list to talk about for ZK. We did a pretty good talk up last week.
Okay.
But
yeah, if you're watching this and you haven't received your email, I don't know if it went to spam or you put in the wrong email address.
We've had a fair share of I don't know where they went and people contacted us because I go out to our distribution list and the email is correct. And then the one that you specified when you signed up as your preferred email might not be your preferred email anymore.
Yeah.
But just let us know. We can get you the information before, you're out of the know, I guess.
Yep. And some people have put out in the threads that they'd like the second wine bus, but not enough to justify a second wine bus yet. So if you are thinking about that and you're kind of on the fence or whatever, maybe just see how many other people and who they are, and maybe that'll help you jump on board with everybody else.
Jump on.
And again, that's still just a theory. We need to contact the shop owner and the vineyard, but I don't want to do that until I have a good number of people wanting to do that. So that is all I had.
That's all.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Uvda.